Yo, hello, etc. Am I on the right mic? Let's find out. Yep, sure am. Awesome. How many people do I have here? Oh, 7, okay. That's... Oh man, I got a bunch of things for watching the Game Awards. I got Goat Simulator, a Forza Driver Suit, Halo Wars 2, the Leader Pack. Oh man, that's great. And a Warframe Prestige Pack? I might actually use that. Neat. I wonder if Steam gave me anything. Okay. I don't think I have anything else I really want to cover before we start. I have one model that someone has asked me to work on independently of the stream, but I'm going to work on it here anyways. It's actually the old flanger model that I think I used a while ago, like when I first started VR chat. So it'll be interesting to go back and take a look at it. They were saying, what were they saying about it? Something error-coded blender, blah blah blah. Oh, the fixed armature button on cats apparently did not work. So we'll see how that works. Can I copy this stuff over from something else? I want to copy these components over to a different one. Oh, I can. Excellent. Okay, there's gonna be some screen flipping real quick. One sec. Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah, land whale's sitting literally next to me. So what's the delay like? Like you're hearing like dit dit? Just about that? Okay. That's kind of crazy. FTL is weird. Alright, let's go ahead and bring up, let's see if desktop even works. I don't know if I tested the correct one. Yep, it sure did. Alright, I'm gonna flip back and forth real quick because I want to, not that one. Copy this component and then paste this component. Oh shit, Zircon, okay. Zircon makes good music. He used to make a lot of stuff for, what was it? For OC Remix, and eventually moved on to doing some other stuff. How does this look? Like here? There's something that's out of the way, but still gives you... Oh, let's forget that. Let's just keep the music there. Okay. Let's go ahead and start playing around a little bit. I'm going to bring up this flanger model. I need to actually extract it. Where did you live? There you are. Let's put you into, not that one. Let's put you into that one. I think I already have a flanger, like, thing here. In fact, actually, while I'm waiting for this to go through, really interesting. I'm gonna have to play around a little bit with some other video that I'm messing with right now. For some reason, it's not letting me put a custom thumbnail on this. That's not correct. I'm also setting up the first episode of the Muteless podcast. Oh, there we go. I can upload it now. Sorry, I'm kind of doing a couple things at once, as usual. But here, let's extract this. Yep. Let's just dump that in here. Make sure we didn't get any weird translations, which we did not. It's all in English. So one thing that a lot of people have been running into recently is that, they will extract their files from their zip file for their model, and they'll get just gibberish coming out of it. And the reason why is that you don't have 7-zip set up to use the Unicode. Like you have to go to, let me see if it's language setup, available languages, region language settings. I think it's region language settings. If you go to, there's some setting in here that basically, if you have, I think it's in here somewhere. Where is this? Change input methods. No. Advanced settings. No. Basically, there's a setting that you need to find that says if an application does not have Unicode support, then what language should it use to render text? And you need to set that to Japanese. That way, the application will actually extract the files with the proper names. Here, it's not a problem. If you look in Seija is not. Let's look at this Momiji one. Oh, cool. Thank you, Cat. That is exactly what I wanted you to do to jump on my. There we go. See, this wouldn't have extracted properly if I didn't have that setting there. Okay, well, we got Flandra. Let's go ahead and bring her in and see how she looks. But before that, let's check and make sure I have cats up to date. Nope, I don't. Oh, dang it. No, it's not doing the automatic download, so I'm going to have to actually install it the old way. So let's go here. You're not supposed to be here. Is this the same problem as from last time? Maybe not. Let's remove this, okay? Let's refresh, save, install add-on from file, back up, go to downloads, and go to cats plugin. Let's organize by time here. You can just choose the version with the updater? Oh, really? Okay. Is this the latest one? 2.1? Yes, it is. Well, I'll check that out now. Like with install targeted version. Oh, okay, so you can select master here and it will. Okay, well obviously it's not going to work in this particular case, but update now to 2.1. Oh, it's barfing at me. What version is this that I have here? This is fine. I guess it's just screwing up a little bit because I've been doing things it's not supposed to be doing. Okay, good. Yes, I was doing things I was not supposed to be doing. Thank you, Hotox. Let's go ahead and import this here. Oh yes, by the way, Hotox is one of the 2 developers. Actually, there's a couple contributors, but the 2 main developers are Hotox and Cats for the plugin. You should go to their Patreon and give them money because they have saved you time, and time is money, friend. So let's. Flandre, where's your garbage? Are you not a PMX? Did I miss something? There's no model in here. They did not send me a model. Uno momento, por favor. Well, that's unfortunate. That being said, let's see if we can find another Amelia in here. I thought I had one. Is it? Maybe. Oh, probably. Yes. Either that or a blush. Who knows? Yeah, this stream is not safe for work. Probably, maybe. Let's see here. Let's find something else to work on. Wait, I have a Cheryl? No, I don't. Okay. I thought I had a Flandre somewhere here that I could work on as a in between, but I guess not. Does anyone have any suggestions? Because that was originally my plan, and I apparently don't have it. Ooh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. Let me dig through my Dropbox real quick. Or did I put it on Google Drive? I think I put it on Google Drive. So I have a folder on Google Drive that contains the entirety of, like, someone collected all the Toho character MMDs they could find. So I should be able to find one in there. Characters. Ooh, actually I could also download the stage that I found. I can show you how you might bring a stage in. So let's go ahead and hit download. Let's hit download. Yep. Save, just save. Let's go to characters. Yep, download. And then download here. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Sorry about the delayed content. I did not intend, obviously, for that to break. Or rather not have a model actually in there. Okay, cool. So let's start out with the 60 Toho model zip. What do we have here? It says 60 Toho models. Oh wow. That's good. I'm glad Chen's in there. Oh, is Emma in the way? You can't see the window? So let's go to the model workspace, that folder that I have here. Let's just call this 60 Toho models. Open it up, go in here, drag it over. It's going to take a little bit of time. And it's extracted. Thank you, SSD. So now, let's import something from here. 60 Toho models, and there you are. Let's bring you in, since we were going to work on you anyways. So I've discovered that most MMDs, when you do the scaling, it actually works out if you just set it to 0.1 scaling. So, and that sets it to the approximate correct height. So most of them seem to be about 10 times too big. Yep, that's Flandra. She's a little goofy looking with these big old wings. Those are supposed to be a little bit thinner. Is this like the... Oh, this is like the PlayStation model. Oh, God. She's got big old fingernails. I probably won't actually work on this one. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? Let's take a look at some of the other models in here first before we make a decision on what to spend time on. And once again, if anyone has a suggestion or request, like, let me know, or ping me on Discord or something, and I will be more than happy to work on something you want to throw at me. No guarantee it'll get finished or done correctly, but it's something. Oh boy, this one's broken. So if you ever import an MMD and you see this means that you have a ton of verts with no faces connected in between. It means that MMD tools failed at importing. So this is broken. Hey cats. The other half of the development team for Cats plugin, as you could probably tell by their name. Let's see here. I am just trying to find a model to actually work on Cats. Let's see here. Let's see what kind of Cerno they have in here. I saw one. Where's the folder? These are old models though. They're PMDs. So this is like 2012 or before. So these models probably... Oh, this one's broken too. Wonderful. I don't like this zip file. Alright. I do not like the zip file at all. Half of them are broken. Let's instead... This one will be good. Let's do this one. So this is the owl. I forget what kind of owl from Kimono Friends. It's a cute owl. Has a couple different textures we could slap on there. This is one that I was working on for someone else in VR chat and eventually got in. Actually looked pretty good. It's only 29, 30k tries, so if you wanted to decimate it would be quite easy. But as usual, I'm not going to be doing decimation here because I just skipped that portion. I might do it here since it's not that bad. So yeah, this one actually looks pretty good. Let's go to Cats, which hasn't been loaded apparently. Why do I have two? Oh boy. 2121. Where are you guys living? You're in the temp. Oh, this is the one that it downloaded to try and... Okay, let's remove that. Let's enable this one. Oop, didn't like that one either. Alright, let's reinstall. Downloads. Organized by date. Cats Blender plugin. Install. Enable. Save user settings. Okay. I was pushing buttons I was supposed to earlier, Cats. And I broke the broke the updater. So that is not your fault, that is mine. Fix armature, and it worked. So if you're not familiar with Cat's Blender plugin, fixing your armature is easy as literally pushing one button. In this particular case, let's take a little bit of a closer look here. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think the hips and the spine being so far from each other and not being connected like physically actually has an effect on the model. Mechanim doesn't really care if the head and the tail, or the head of the bone connects to the tail of the next one, or so on and so forth. You can just kind of work with this because the weights are still there and it'll still pose correctly. So if we move this and we gotta go to this. If we rotate this a little bit, she still moves as normal. If we rotate this a little bit, she still rotates her entire body as normal. Chest still works. Although it could use some... Oh no, it's blended okay. Shoulders are fine, arms are fine. Good, good, good. So everything looks great. So let's go back out of this. One thing I noticed about how you guys laid out this stuff on the side, or the plugins, is that they're roughly in like chronological order of how you want to use them, which I thought was really clever. And I think it's something you guys should mention a little bit more, because a lot of people start just clicking around and slamming random steps, and sometimes like there's no need to do bone translation, or mostly do bone translation if you've already done fixed armature, things like that. And also that if you do Visemes and then eye tracking, it can sometimes get a little screwy, but if you do eye tracking and then Visemes, then it's better. If I do a video, I would want to do it more in depth than my first look video. My first look video was very rough. So if you guys want me to make a new video that's an actual like in-depth feature dig in, as in this is how you should be using this, like tell me beforehand and I will make a specific one just for you guys. Let's see. It looks like everything's fine. Did it work? Materials translated? Yes. This. Oh, it's just the mesh data name. I don't give a shit about that. This model also has an obscene amount of duplicates. Like, there are 4 unique textures on this entire model, and it's got this many materials, which is crazy. So actually, I am going to skip around here because I know this will be okay if I skip to it. This is a new button that came, I think, in 0.2. The combined same materials button. It is extremely useful if you don't want to do texture atlasing and you know that your model will reduce down to like, you know, maybe 3 or 4 materials, which is not optimal but still fine rather. You can click on combine same materials here, and there you go. It combines everything roughly. It looks like 2 of them could have been combined. Let's see why they did not. That one's named faces, that one named faces, faces.png, faces.png. I don't know. I don't know why these didn't combine. Interesting. There's a difference in some setting. Okay. Well, in that case, I'll probably just leave it. It's probably something with the check specular or diffuse color. Okay. Specular or diffuse color. That and that. Now they're identical. Maybe something else. Transparency, maybe. Those appear to be identical. Alpha. Let's check the texture alpha. Image sampling alpha is set to use. Yeah. sRGB straight, bitmap interpolation. Send you the blend. Okay, I will gladly do that. I'll save that right now. Save copy. Oh, I don't even have a main copy yet. Save as L for cats. Can I? Is there a way to easily pack external data in with this thing? Automatically pack into black. Wait, what did it complain about? Tune 1.bmp not found. Oh, it's all this extra tune thing. Don't care about that. Okay, so let's go ahead and save this. Yeah. I don't care. Let's go ahead and send that to you then. Wonder how well this will zip. It might already be compressed. No, it's not. Okay. Let's send this to cats. I'm gonna send it to your bugs channel here. As stated on stream, this model did not combine all materials that are apparent duplicates. Okay, that should work. I'm uploading that to your bugs channel. So, have fun. Anyways, that's okay. we can continue onward regardless, because I will be doing texture atlasing anyways. So the next fun part that we can do here is eye tracking, which includes this new testing thing, which is so cool. I want to make sure that my blink left and blink right are correct. I think they are wink 2 and wink 2 right. So let's hide the armature right quick. And let's wink 2 and wink 2 right. Is that going to look right? Yes, it will. Yeah, because I don't want it to... I had one case where it did this. I think it was last week, where it looked like that. It was a very goofy looking owl. So let's remove that. This one has some decent... Actually, some really good overrides potentially here. Gourmet eyes. I don't know why it translated as that. So lots of potential for all kinds of good stuff. Anyways, let's go ahead and go with that. Yeah, create eye tracking. So now, once you create eye tracking, it sets up the armature that's required. So you have the typical fixed armature already set it up for you so that you have armature named armature. The actual object is named armature. Then you have hip, spine, chest, neck, head, and then left eye and right eye, or eye left, eye right. I forget how it's supposed to be named. Let's go and test it out. So before, the way that you had to test it was a little silly. You had to actually find the bone and rotate it around, and it didn't exactly look right or represent exactly how it would look in VRChat. So if you hit eye testing, it will automatically set up the bones for you, which those look kind of close, so we'll see how this looks. And start testing rotation. So let's make her look down and to the left. Oh, that's looking kind of goofy. So if it looks kind of goofy, you can turn down the movement range and start adjusting things around and making things look more natural. So as in pretty much anything computer related, you test the extremes. So you set everything to the extreme, and then you adjust the limits based on that. So that doesn't look too great. If we drop that there, that looks better. I think I like it when the highlight doesn't go out underneath the eye. So then you can just hit stop eye testing and it resets the pose and everything for you. It's super awesome. I may actually, in my next version of Cerno, implement eye tracking just because it's super easy. And when I eventually get my Pimax, I'll actually have eye tracking built into it. So if VRChat starts supporting eye tracking, I imagine they'll probably build it into their hacky system. So that would be nice. You're in there. Yep, that's correct. Typically this maps out correctly. Yeah, man. I think I got the Pimax 8K, the full kit. So that's the headset, lighthouses, controllers. I have a Vive right now, so it's just more cool stuff. It's also a chance to get the 2.0 lighthouses. And if they do release their version of the Knuckles controller, that'll be nice too. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I know there's been a lot of people naysaying about it, but I'm very excited. So we will see. Let's go ahead and create Vizemes, which pretty much you just push the button and it's fine. Yeah, exactly. I think it's 83 on the 8K, and 83 hertz is plenty fine enough. It will be very. If I do have to get used to it, it won't take long. So let's make sure that we got this correct. Left, right, and then all the things here. Yes, we did. And F. Yep. I'm just kind of randomly testing here, seeing how these look. Okay, excellent. So that works. When parenting, we probably want to get the skirt, even though we probably won't. It's 12 bones, really? Yeah, I guess it is. We probably won't actually put dynamic bones on the skirt because that's 12 times 3, which is a number far too high. What is that, 36? Yes. That's far too high for me to be comfortable with on dynamic bones because we would also want to include the hair. And I'd much rather have the hair and the little wings on the head move around than the skirt. But we will do the reparenting regardless. So now we have, what this does, if you're not clear, is it creates a duplicate of the parent of all of these bones. This basically searches for bones that are that are sets that are large numbers of bones parented to the same bone, I assume. So, and also for similar names and things like that. And then what it'll do is it'll create a duplicate of the parent of all those bones and reparent all of those bones to the duplicate bone. The reason why you do that is because the dynamic bone script can kind of screw with other animations on the model. If you set it on a bone like hips or on head, you may screw up sitting, or you may screw up looking around, that kind of thing. So creating the duplicate is best. Head I've never seen a problem with, honestly, but hips I definitely have seen an issue with. Why do we have a twist bone left over? Wrist ox. Interesting. Also it avoids doing exclusions. Yes, exclusions are messy and they're difficult to update. So if you have this, you can just, you don't have to set exclusions because you've already separated the bones out properly. So very good point. I don't know why these twist bones are still here. Are they even weighted to anything? No, I mean, maybe they just go away. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna make sure first that they don't show anywhere, or they aren't anywhere that I care about. Right elbow, wrist ox. Okay, no they aren't. So I'm going to hit mix weights, which will merge their weights down into the right elbow, and that should probably be fine. It looks like these are just bones that potentially weren't caught by the fix armature, but that's no big deal. Every MMD is different. So Cats, I already sent you this model, so I guess you could look at that if you wanted to, but that's an easy fix. Mix weights is a very useful button, not just for fixing armature stuff like that, but you could also potentially use it to reduce the amount of dynamic bones, or the number of bones in a bone chain for dynamic bones. Because what you could do, and I'll just kind of do this in theory here, so I'm going to save real quick. You could hit mix weights here. It will merge this up to here. So now the dynamic bone would only affect, 1/3 as many bones if you do it for all of these. So that could potentially be very useful. Let's reopen in case I didn't completely do steps properly, or undo didn't work properly, I don't know. So what we're gonna do now is, I know the head may have some stuff going on. Yeah, it's got some hair that we probably want to mess with. It's also got all these animation bones that we probably won't mess too much with. We'll probably just leave those alone. I remember this one being kind of a pain to clean up in the head. But with this should actually be a little bit easier. Let's do that. So what I'm doing here is, I know that this isn't going to catch all of the hair bones I want to do. But what I can do is I can go down and start selecting bones I want to include. So front hair, back hair, front hair. That looks like all of the extra hair bones I want to keep. I don't know what the extra ones here are. Oh, and probably also the wings. Those right here, these can be animated using the using dynamic bones, and they're actually kind of cute. They like wiggle around a little bit. So we'll parent those all to our root side hair. So the order in which I selected these is important. Bones that are selected, but the last bone that you've selected is the active bone. So if we do that and we hit Control P, which is make parent, and we click on keep offset, we'll now move all those bones in. So the wings are now moved in there, which will make dynamic bones easier later on. I will try and put this into Unity and apply dynamic bones to it, but no guarantee that Unity won't just barf all over the place. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. Optimization by Zeem's done, bone parenting done, eye tracking done, translation done. Atlasing is the only thing we'll do now, or the last thing that we have to do. In this one, let's test. I want to test y'all's settings a little bit here. I normally don't use this. However, I want to play around a little with angle. I know if I turn this down, it'll increase the projection groups. But I don't want more projection groups. I'm assuming maybe. Actually, let's see what happens when we turn this down by half. I will turn up margin a little bit by that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to save this before I actually do anything, because this will absolutely make this, don't forget, it's pre-Atlas. This absolutely will bone this model if I want to undo it rather. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. We'll pack islands as well. Okay, let's see what happens. Stream may hiccup a little bit as I bake. Maybe. Nope. It's actually doing okay. My CPU is fine. Oh boy. So it looks like there's some materials we should probably remove. That's probably what the materials that you're gonna find have. Maybe, I don't know. This is interesting. Can I adjust the opacity settings? Oh man, that image. Oh, that image. Let's look at that image real quick. Oof, ouch. Smart UVs project is cool, but this is not a pretty UV map. That's the entire thing. I mean, the layout of the UVs, the generation of the UVs is the main issue I have with this. The actual plugin, the work that you guys do in it is great, but the Smart UV project, just not a fan. Not a big fan. But there's maybe other ways to automate that. We'll see eventually. However, what we'll do instead is let's do a... First, let's find out what that weird thing was. Shadow? Select? No, that's not it. This? No. Kakiri? No. Erasing? Okay, that's the body. Bangs, I'm assuming it's the hair. Paleness, I'm assuming is... Ooh, that might be what I'm thinking of. Or that might be the... Yeah, that's what it is. Alright, we're going to delete these verts. And then kill this material. So that's basically a shape that's used to create... Whoops. Wow. Whatever the hell I did there. That is a shape that is used to create kind of overlays on the face. I don't use that. I know that some people... I know Digi on his model and on Xeon's model, they have blend shapes that cause that little expression to pop up. But I've never implemented it. So if you want to try and keep that, you may have to play around a little bit with this so you don't lose that shape. I think it's an opacity thing. Like the way it works is it fades it in, which wouldn't really work in Unity without it being I guess you'd have to make it a separate material and then have a shader that you could fade in with opacity or something. That might work. Either way, we're not going to worry about that. So let's save this here and move on to atlasing. I'm going to use the Blender, built-in Blender texture atlasing tool, set it to 4K, and start manual unwrap. I use 4K because every time I do 2K, I end up running out of what I feel like is enough space to put all of the high resolution stuff. But then again, when I do it on 4K, I have too much room. So, you know, one or the other. So let's go ahead and pack islands and then pack this down to 005. Oh yeah! This model has a ton of duplicates that we're going to merge. Okay, this is going to be great. This is going to be super great. So we're going to go ahead and go with that wrap right there. So we'll finish manual unwrap. But what we'll now do is go in here and select the UVs. And we're going to play around a little bit. So there's a lot of things in here that are duplicates. Like this is the wing that goes on the head, which you can view by looking here. So you can see that. Oops, that's not going to work. But if we go here, we can see that that is just that wing. And the wings are textured the same. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to take this wing, place it exactly on top of the other wing. And I mean exactly. And then I'm going to, well, I'm going to get it as close as I possibly can. And then I'm going to select both wings, as in even the one underneath it. Press W, remove doubles UV, and then turn this way down. 1. Let's try 0.5. Okay, I didn't lose anything there. So now we've saved up a huge amount of UV space here. And we can even scale this down because I know this texture isn't super crazy. However, what I want to do before we do this is let's go ahead and bake the textures on here for the UV map. So, hold on, let me reiterate this because this may be confusing if someone's watching this as an instructional video, which you shouldn't be because this is kind of just me screwing around. But either way, when you do texture baking, when you're doing texture atlasing, you need to come into UV maps, and then on your original UV map, which is usually called UV map, click the camera here. And the reason why is what we're about to do is called baking. Baking is the process of partially rendering your character. In our case, we're only going to be doing textures, and then putting it into an image. And this is kind of the point of texture atlasing, right? Like we're putting everything into one image. So it needs to know what UV map to sample from in order to bake onto this new one using the new UVs. So in short, make sure you go to the vertex data here tab and select UV map for the actual renderer. So let's hit bake, and it's going to bake all of our nice textures on here. This one takes a little bit because it's all the files are pretty high resolution, and there's a lot of verts here. I mean, it's got 17k tries, or 17k verts, and then 29k tries. Huh. I wonder if there's like a number representation of that, like a ratio. Either way, whatever. So now we have the actual, like you see that it mapped over itself properly. So what we can do now is we can go in and we can start merging other things that are the same thing. For example, these two bits here, which appear to be maybe part of the outfit. The eyes, I believe, are identical. Yes, they are. These shines here are identical. They are identical. I think those are the eye textures there, and those are identical. These are identical. So we can save a lot of UV space and therefore get a lot more detail out of this model. That being said, there's not that much detail in this model, so this may be kind of redundant or useless. Like, we could probably use this as is. This model has very little detail in it. It's kind of a flat lit, very anime style. I mean, obviously. Oops. No. Let go. Either way, I'm going to show you this process regardless because it's very useful. Once again, what I do is I select the entire one of the duplicates, I move the other one of them on top of the other as close as I possibly can. Come out, hit W, remove doubles UV, and if you see like, you see it start snapping where it's not supposed to. Oh, that's actually too far. Oh, I didn't do it properly. You got to select everything, that's right. So what I just did there is I hit C for cursor select. I clicked here to select every vert inside of that cursor view, and I hit Control L to select all linked, which will give me both of the maps. So if I hit so you see how they're far apart now. If I hit remove doubles, it'll merge them together. If you do that and you see like all of a sudden like this vert snaps in here, then you need to reduce the merge distance. But as it stands now, we have this perfectly set up. We could also probably scale this down a bit since there's not really that much detail and move it there. Same thing with whatever the heck this is. We could scale this down and move it out of the way because there's not much detail. I don't know exactly what I'm making room for here, to be quite honest. There's not much that needs to be detailed in this model. I guess part of its charm is its simplicity. Maybe we'll watch Kimono Friends on the Anime Theater. People say it's garbage at first and then you learn to like it. I feel like that's a hostage situation. Okay, so now the eyes are merged. Oh, yeah. Waiting for the anime to give you Stockholm Syndrome. Exactly. I have a live commentator here now. Let's see. So this I know has a dupe somewhere. So this is what I spend most of my time nowadays when I'm working on models doing, is reducing down the size of UV maps. And it's really honestly probably not that important to do. Yeah, there we go. It's probably not that big of a deal to do this because the default layout 90% of the time is fine with this add-on. So I don't know exactly why I'm doing this. It's just to get a little bit more detail out of some things. I guess it's also to kind of map out the process, because you would still use the same process for basically anything, right? I mean, you would still use the same process for any other model that you wanted to do stuff on. So if you had something that was more detailed. I'll probably drop this model in a second, and then we'll move on to something else, because this is basically the end of the process. Once we do it, once we merge everything together and we can rebake the textures, then you're basically done. In fact, I'll do it now. One thing that I will say is on some models, it's useful to re-unwrap the face, which we may end up getting to sometime today. I think it happened last week when I was working on Cerno, but re-unwrapping the face allows you to basically reorganize how the UVs get unwrapped onto this image, which is helpful because sometimes it stretches in places you don't want it to stretch. Like you get a lot of detail out in this garbage area that you don't care about, but then you get like no detail here where you want more detail. In this case, this texture has like, that's the only detail on it, and the eye detail is all up here in these textures, so this is probably fine. Anyways, now that we've done that, let's go ahead and just rebake just to see our results for our merged UVs here. Yep, looks good. That got merged together. Great. So as you can see, there's a lot of stuff we could merge here. That. These, I think are, no, they're not. These are different. I guess you could no, actually they're different even if you rotate them, I think. No, I'm wrong. You could rotate this so they match up. But either way, I mean, there's a lot of things that you could merge together here and probably get, like I could probably have done this with a 2K or even a 1K texture and not lost all that much. So anyways, let's do something new. Control N, reload startup file. Okay, let's find us something. Does anyone have any suggestions or requests or anything like that? Again, if you have a model that you want me to play around with or potentially finish or work on, like, this isn't exactly an excuse to have a model completely done start from finish, but I'll certainly take a look at it and see how far we can get. In the meantime, however, we could do, didn't I have a 2B model that was here a while ago? That would be interesting to do a, yeah, this would be interesting to do this on, because it's a more recent model and it's pretty well detailed. Let's see what happens if I do this. Oh boy. Without rigid bodies, this thing has 94,000 tries. So this is something that we would probably want to bake normal maps on. You see around here, this needs normal maps. Because if we go to edit mode on this, yeah, no, this needs normal mapping. That's ridiculous. But then if we normal map it, we would have to probably do a manual retopology, which would be, well, not fun. Geez. Well, let's put cats through its paces. Let's see if we can actually work on this one as well. This is probably not a model I would use in VR chat because the poly count is way too high. Interesting. It might be cool to put in like a private world, like on a pedestal or something though. So let's go ahead and hit fix armature, see what happens. It didn't barf. Holy shit. Oh, there's separate bones for like the skirt split? Oh, there's ribbons on either side of the skirt split. Okay, well there's bones for that. Holy shit. There's a couple hair bones and then a huge amount of skirt bones, of course. Figures. Let's try, do I need to do translation? Is this thing even got, oh god, let's get rid of these skirt bones first. Bone parenting. Oh, I need a refresh. Yeah, 33 bones. Let's fix that. Hair front middle, let's fix that. Okay, so hair and excellent. So we already just fixed those bones there. Now for visemes, this doesn't, does this not have visemes? Ooh. Interesting. They're not normal. Or rather, I think they might be. Oh no, they are. I just hadn't translated it yet. That was dumb. So let's take a look at the visemes. How do they even look on this model? Cormorant. Huh. These actually look pretty good. They're very subtle, which is potentially a problem. The eye is not subtle. Is there a cat face? Oh, wow, that's fucking illegal. Kaylin. Emotions are prohibited, exactly. What is this one? Whoa. Jesus, who made this? This is tough. Okay. Naked R. I kind of don't want to put that one on. What is this? Oh, it's a smirk. Okay. Some of these translations are so good. Are there any ones for like moving the No, these are all mouth. Okay. Either way, let's go ahead, and eye tracking is obviously useless here. So we'll go ahead and create visemes to create the speech visemes. And it probably did it. It sure did. So bones are fixed. Visemes are fixed. What do materials look like? It's actually not that bad. But just for the hell of it, let's combine same materials. Yep, we got rid of a couple. But we can still atlas this. So let's go ahead and try atlasing. So we are going to, once again, let's go here and say, let's call this play, because I have no intent of importing this. Texture atlas, let's try, this one's probably higher resolution because of those patterns on the skirt, so we will stick with 4K here. I would never go higher than 4K, honestly, in any situation for VR chat. 8K is obnoxious. There's no need for anyone to be using an 8K image for a texture. Pretty much ever. So, ooh, this is gonna be painful. What the? Whoa! What the shit is this? Are these the feathers? Oh my god. Well, this is awful. I don't know how to fix this easily. I mean, technically I could do it row by row and like be able to do this kind of macro. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that would be 12 movements and resyncs, and then you would need to merge these down too. And then 12, you would have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 12 overlays, and then 15 overlays, and then probably another 5 or 6 overlays here to match it up. And then you'd have to pack islands without screwing up the rest of this. Holy hot shit. This is not doable, like reasonably. Not only is this model way too high on tries, making an atlas for this using automatic method, not good. Yeah, screw that. So let's go ahead and see how we can do this more manually. Let's open this. So here's an experimental process. I'm going to do this kind of by hand. This will be fun. So we're going to create a new image. Let's call it 4096 by 4096. We're going to call this manual atlas. Generate a type blank. That's fine. Okay, so we now have a something here. We don't have that many materials to transfer over, so honestly, it's probably not that bad. Holy shit, that was awful. Let's not do that. Let's select this. And let's move this over to Atlas and say texture, or well, let's move this here. And let's put this like up here. Why are you being so laggy, huh? So we're gonna go ahead and select this one as well. Select this, 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 this. Link everything, scale it down. Oh god, that's so many verts. Like, we don't need that for, what is that, for her legs? Those legs are flat color. There's no need for the texture to be this big. This is crazy. Anyways, let's hit select for the gloves. Oh boy. Deselect you, deselect you. No. We want to go on to texture LS. So this is kind of the problem with doing some of this Atlas manually, is that it swaps you around on the images because it thinks it's smarter than you, but it's not. So this can be a little bit monotonous, tedious, etc. So this is covering a lot of the top part, but once again, I don't think we need that much resolution on this. So we're going to go down to like that. So let's go ahead and select boots, which once again, we're going to have to deselect the other parts. Go to this, go back to Atlas, and then manually resize this down. Move it down here. Turn these all back on by selecting them in the actual model. And then scale this back up somewhere that's reasonable. This is crazy. I've never had to Atlas something this obscene before. I'm probably going to run out of room. So skirt. Once again, we're going to have to do the same thing as before. So let's just go here. Let's select skirt. Go back to Atlas. Select everything. Scale it down. Move it down here. Select, select. And that's probably fine. We can figure out the rest from there. Move this like here. This one I actually want a decent amount of detail on. However, this we can kind of, I don't know what this is. Doing a little bit of rearranging here before we get to the rest. So ribbon, fairly simplistic. This could be pretty small. So let's go ahead and deselect everything else. Manual Atlas, let's bring this down. This is like the hardcore way of doing atlasing, and by hardcore I mean the actual normal way without all the easy tools. Oh, look at them, they're all on top of each other. Wonderful. Ooh, Blender's freezing. It gave me a little bit of a hiccup there. It's protesting. We can shrink this way down because I know the detail in this is not much. But there you go, we have them all merged already. I did not expect that they would have had all that garbage unmerged. This is a strange UV map. What the fuck? How is this mapped out on here? Oh, it's just a flat color. So, if that's the case, then what I'm probably going to do is just manually fix this so it doesn't look like complete garbage. Which may or may not be possible. We'll see. It may be a case where I need to re-unwrap the neck. Or honestly, I could just merge all these verts together. It's all the same damn color. Let's just do that. So we're going to do that. We're going to say remove Devil's UV and just turn this up to like 1. There you go. So now all these are merged onto the same vert because it doesn't matter because it's all one color anyways. So the face is up here. Interesting unwrapping, but I guess it doesn't matter because she has, you know, a blindfold on. Move that down here. Mouth is up here. Let's unselect everything. Bring this here. Scale this down. I'm just trying to get everything kind of on the map, uniquely selectable. I think I may have just overlaid some things on top of each other, but that's okay. Oh boy. Mask 1. Oh, okay. Mask 2. Whoa. Behave. mean, this is a 4K texture. We could probably afford to be a little bit more, little smaller. Hair. Oh, this will be great. Holy shit. Okay. Cat, please. Not cats. Cat. My cat. Mole. There's a separate material just for the. Oh wow, that is a big old mole. Holy shit. Let's go ahead and make that real small because that does not need to be that big. It's just basically a black spot. And then hairband, which is going to be. What? Really? Is that it? Okay. We'll move hairband down here, which appears to be like a flat-ish color. So let's go ahead and select everything and see what's overlapping. Why do I feel like we're missing something? We're not really. Okay. Let's get some of these things out from underneath each other. Now we want to capture this too, and that, but not that. Shit. Let's just move these instead. And rotate them. I don't even know what these are. We could probably scale them. They look pretty simple. So let's move this here. Whatever else is overlapping. There's something down. Oh, it's the mole. Let's move that here. Let's select everything. What looks out of place? Not much. So, now that we have this, where's baking? Am I blind? Yes, I am. Set textures. Let's set 24 for the thingy thing. Whatever. Let's make sure our UV maps are set to bake from UV map. They are. And hit bake. It may complain at me because Blender render is kind of weird about how you select the images. Nope, it's not complaining. Did it get everything? It did not. So this is something I've been wrestling with when creating manual atlases. It didn't get everything. And it has to do with basically how these textures have images selected. Strange. So this is something I may have screwed up and I don't know how to fix just yet. But what happens if let's fuck it all up. Let's fuck it all up. I don't even care at this point. Let's fuck it all up. Let's do this. Save this as manual atlas here. Put this here. New texture. Open. Manual atlas. And set it to atlas. And then hit shadeless. Oh! Yeah, that's screwed up. So it looks like some of the textures didn't bake for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh, that's the inside and outside of the skirt. Okay. This would be something I would probably have to play a little bit more to figure out. But basically, it did not bake some of those textures onto the body itself. But that's okay. Let's move on to something else. Once again, does anyone have any requests, any ideas, anything like that? Maybe, maybe not. Can I actually view viewers? Like, can I see who's watching? Is that a possibility? Oh, can I? Go to where? Oh, there's a viewer list. Neat. Well, it says 6 people. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 here. Or I guess there's probably anonymous viewers. Previous suggestion of body swapping. Oh. No, yeah, we can try that. This is going to be fun. It might be easier, actually, with a fixed armature from cats. Because if you do it after you fix the armature, then you have less bones to worry about. Interesting. I think I have an idea on how to do this. So what Volt is talking about is putting someone else's head on someone else's body. So what we'll do is I'm going to import Cerno, not this Cerno, um, this Cerno. Let's do it with, I forget which one's which. One is the knee socks up, the other one's knee socks down. Is this the right one? It sure is. Hello, Suriname. So what I'm going to do, after I fix these materials right quick, let's do some cat's work real quick. First I'm going to work on this and save this as, where did I put it? This was a project from a long time ago. Gorai Cerno. So I was trying to put Cerno's head on Gorai's body from Frame Arm Girls. So we'll try and do that. Let's go ahead and fix armature. And we don't care about anything below like a certain point on the body, but I'm going to merge materials because I know the hair needs to be merged into one material. And then we can translate. Translate shape keys because I will need that. Translate bones, which are probably all mostly translated. Translate meshes, which probably doesn't need to be done. Hair. Bangs. You need to be this one. And you need to be a UV flat map. So, there we go. So now we have a working armature. Mostly, it could use some tweaking. There's some things in here that could be done, but this one is mostly working as is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to only remove the parts that I care about to bring into the other model. Or actually, I'm going to remove everything I don't care about, and then we will have another scene that I'll open up that I'll import the Gorai model, and then we'll take her head off and then put Cerno's head in its place, and we'll see how that works. So the easiest way to do this is I know that everything that is weighted to the head, or to the neck and above, I want to keep. So let's go here, chest, neck. So I think I know what I want to do, I'm just not sure how I want to do it. I want to select the vertex group of every bone I have selected. Spine, chest, neck. So if I do this, if I hit neck and I say Shift G and I say children, I now have everything selected that's, you know, above the neck and above. I want to select the vertex group. So select vert. No. You know what I could do is if I invert my selection here with Control I. Ooh, but I do want to keep the wings. Hold on. So we will select the wing bones as well. I'm doing this with the cursor selector because it's easier. And select children. Select, yeah. Okay. So we have everything selected here. So if I invert my selection, if I delete bones, bonk. Now she has no bones for basically the rest of her body there. If I go to the vertex groups here, it still has, can I like delete all unlocked groups? This is going to be interesting. So if I, I may have to manually do this because I know what's weighted to the neck and above. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to have to manually delete a bunch of mesh, but that's not a big deal. So we're going to delete this. We're going to delete this. We'll keep the arms from Gorai because it probably has armor and shit on there I want to keep. That. Let's make sure I'm not... Wait, what? Why are you not selecting everything? Ooh, no, 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 no. Nah, damn it. This is already screwed up. Yeah, this is not an easy process here because I want to delete meshes that obviously I don't give a shit about. So we're going to start just doing it one by one here. Actually, I could do this by material. If I do this by material, it'll let me select a bunch of things pretty quickly. So if we go into here and we start selecting things that I know we don't give a shit about. Oh, we do give a shit about part of that though. Yeah. So as you can see, Volt, this is not a simple process for multiple reasons. There's probably an easier way to do this, but so glasses is fine. Drawer. Oh, it's just the white bits. We're gonna kill that. Under the skirt, kill that. On skirt, delete that. Skirt 2 under, delete that. Bracelet 2. Select, delete that. A knee, so knee socks, delete that. Shoes, well, we can actually just select all of this because we know we don't care about any of this. We know we don't care about this. We know we don't care about this. Select linked, delete. We have just little bits of arm left for some reason which aren't physically connected. Delete and get rid of them. Okay, so now we are down to what I know as the things that I want to keep. This is something that you'd basically kind of have to do with just like knowledge that you have, right? So this would not be something you would want to do with a brand new model without digging through it and kind of getting a feel for how the bones are laid out and everything like that. So now we have this, we have the sterno base. So I'm going to open up a new scene just with this, scene, new, there we go. So in this new scene, we're going to call this Gorai, and this one we'll call sterno. There we go. Let's import Gorai. So let's come back up here. Gorai, I know you're here somewhere. Gorai. Is it this one? Probably. Yeah, yeah. Import model. Excellent. Perfect, perfect. So we can bring her in. She's got her little tracks, which I think I actually ended up removing on mine because I did a lot of decimation. Yeah, this is going to require a good bit of decimation. However, there's some things on here I do want to keep, but also things that I want to delete. So notably, like this mesh right here, interestingly, actually not that, this right here. This little thing right here is on a different bone, so that makes it easy not to delete it and to keep waiting. This model looks mostly simple. Where am I losing all these polys? Is it the fucking hair? We might actually gain a lot of it back. Oh, it's the hands. Oh, holy shit. Wow. There's no need for this. Anyways, let's go ahead and go to cats and have cats do some work for us. Hips was not found in the hierarchy. Are you trying to work on this armature? Ooh. Interesting bug, cats. Slash Hotox, whoever's still in here. I'm unsure if your plugin handles having multiple scenes. What if I do this? Oh. Okay. No support then. Okay. In that case, I will need to save this sterno base and then save as Gorai base. And then we will delete the sterno scene here, and then we'll go to Gorai, and we will fix the model here, and then copy it over. Hips was not found. Why? Have I not? What's wrong? let's re-import you. Let's delete this and re-import you. Okay. Ooh, it doesn't like this model. What's up? Let's do translation first. Let's see what's looking weird. Ooh, I believe I have broken cats. Wonderful. Let's make a new file. I don't know what the hell just happened there. That was probably my own fault. After having two models in the same scene, I'm going to guess that's what occurred. So let's go back here. Let's bring Garai in. And I completely forgot to do any of the settings. So see, she's way too big. We never tested multiple models. Oh, well. It's not something that, you know, comes up that often. So understandable. Most people probably wouldn't do it that way using the scenes thing. I just used it because it was present and I know how to use it roughly. So future reference, have multiple blend files if you're merging stuff together. Let's go ahead and hit fix armature. Yep, it's working now. That's fine. Looks like it worked. And I can even keep the cannon bone if I want to animate it. Neat. So what we'll now also do, let's do some other translation. Shape keys probably don't care about, but we'll translate anyways. We're going to be deleting them anyways. Bones, meshes, materials. Okay, so good. Eye tracking and visemes we're not going to bother with because we're going to do that on the other model. But what we need to do now is get rid of the parts we don't care about. So I'm going to do this a little bit more precisely. I'm going to search for neck here. Select this. I'm going to search for head and select that. What other bones are in the head that we want to remove verts for? Chest, neck, head, headgear, eye left, eye right. So we want to select eye left and eye right. Cool. So now if we delete this, we will remove exactly the things that we want to, well, get rid of. Gone. We can now delete pretty much, yeah, we can delete these bones here and it'll be fine. So that is the neck, the head, and the left and right eye. We will hit delete and we're good. So this bone is just kind of sitting out. So that's fine. We now have a headless Gorai. Another thing we'll probably have to worry about is the skin tone. Probably needs some matching done. But either way, we'll now save this as Gorai base. And I will now open another Blender instance. Maybe. Will that work? Can I copy and paste between Blender instances? Time to find out. So let's go to Cerno base. Let's grab this. Can I do that? I want you to select everything. I want to select the object, like the entire object. What if I do this? Control C, copied selected objects to buffer. Oh my god, it worked. Okay, so now we have an actual another object in here. I'm surprised that worked. Let's move this up a bit. Probably not by using just straight up translate. Let's use this. Oh yeah, the skin tone's completely fucko. Get her roughly in position. So there we go. So now what we need to do, and this is fairly straightforward, is just simply put them like into the same object here. So if I take this armature and move it up, or I'm sorry, if I take this mesh and move it up here, object, to object here. That moved it back down, wonderful. That's probably not the correct way to do this, is the issue. I want to move both the armature and the mesh over at the same time without losing data. This is kind of the challenge. What if we do with it just object? Set parent to object. No. What's the offset for this one? 0.4. So now if we move this here, are you going to let me do that? I think I have to set the modifier maybe? Object head, prisoner volume, apply issue, key MMD, bone, order override. So, oh, what if I do this? Oh, this may have been the easier way to do it. Let's Control Z a couple times. So let's click this. Let's set the parent to armature. So now we've got this thing here. If we remove, so now we've got all this here, all the translation worked properly. So we set the top object as a child of the main armature here. If we move this here, let's call this head. If we move this and set parent here, no. Why is it moving offsets? This is a lot of trial and error if you weren't able to tell. Let's see here. So what if I select like the neck? Is that gonna work? No. I want this armature to merge with this armature. So what if I do this and this and hit Control Shift, Control M or something? No, not like that. Is that gonna work? I swear to God, if that works. No, this and then this. Not like that, like that. Control J. Oh shit! Of course it works. Of course it's that easy. So now we have an armature with the neck. The ice wings are all right here. So we want to select these ice wings. I know I want to parent them to the chest. Let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, I know. I'm surprised that set parent to armature. Oh no. This is incorrect. Oh yeah. So ice wing should all go to the chest. Control P parent, keep offset. Neck should be a child of chest. So let's Control P, keep offset. It looks like her head's a little bit too far forward. That's fine. It's actually, no, it looks like it's fine. Skin tone's not perfect either. It's also fine though. Hips, spine, skirt, spine, chest, C-arm, headgear. This needs to be parented to head. So we'll set that, keep offset. Holy shit, okay, that actually worked. So it looks like, to sum up the process that I just took, you first set the object. So you have two objects in the scene, basically. You'll have, after you've cut out all the bones on each one that you don't want and cut out the mesh on each one that you don't want, you put them both in the same scene. You move them roughly into the same position. Actually, you don't do that yet. What you then do is you make the parent of... You put them into the same object. Like, you make one object the child of the other object. And then for what you can do after that, I believe, is for the mesh, all you do is you drag the mesh of the child object, into this right up here, into the base level object, and it'll move it into another mesh like it has here, and then I'll merge it later on. What you then do after that is for the armature, you just simply select one armature and then select the other and hit Control J, and it merges them. It's that easy. Of course, then what you have to do is you have to fix your parenting, so make sure that your neck is parented to your chest, all that kind of stuff, and then it just kind of works. I imagine this would work much the same for a couple different methods. If you were doing something like mapping some clothes onto a what's the word? Like putting some new clothes on an already existing model and body, you would have to merge bone weights, and that would work a little bit differently. But either way, that's not something I've addressed here, so I have no idea how that would go. I've done it before in Blender. I just have no idea how I did it. So this one's 60,000 tries. It looks like that head was obscene on the other one. Did I ever... Let's go ahead and merge these meshes. We'll call this body, in case I want to do eye tracking. What I now want to do, though, is these ice wings need to be separated. And I think I still have materials separated, so that's fine. Ice feather root. I sure do. We're going to separate this into a separate mesh because I want to apply my shader to it, or into a separate material that I don't want to atlas. So I'll separate it into a separate mesh for now and then move it back in later on. So what I'll also do is clean slots on here and then clean slots on here to get rid of the things that we're not using. So this is kind of a mess of materials because there's a lot of things between these two models. And also it looks like that this one just has a lot of garbage in it, or not garbage, but a lot of stuff. Oh, we may not want the treads. Like, I'll probably get rid of the treads just to save some polys as well. So this is 59,753. It is now 54,553, so that was a decent amount saved. Nice. I might actually bring this model in. This is cool. Neat. What about blend shapes? How did those transfer in? Interestingly, that's how. A lot of these are old blend shapes. The most important ones, of course. Which works. There, which works. Your, which works. Then there's going to be a bunch of extra ones that don't exist anymore. Yeah, see, this doesn't do anything anymore because it was on the old head. Those verts just don't exist. I should retexture this, that would be funny. Is this actually... Oh, it's a mesh. Why? I've got something clever I could do, though. So anyway, before I do anything funny, let's save this and then save a copy. And it's like... Sir... No Rai. Sir No Rai. So Works great. But what I want to do is I want to remove this text here because obviously this is not Garai. And 12 is not the correct number to put here. Does she have any other iconography? No. 12 minus 3. 1020. I wonder what these numbers are in reference to. They've got a lot of verts on them instead of just using a texture like someone that, you know, in their right mind would do. But whatever. We might be able to just slap the new texture changes onto the atlas once we build it, so I might just do that. So we're going to remove all these numbers just for the sake of saving some faces, some tries. And because the numbers don't really mean anything in context of Cerno. Cool. So debranded, I believe. What else do we need to do? What did I forget to do? Hair. Yeah, let's do hair. Numbers are all from the original framework. Oh no, I know that it's from that, but like, do the numbers actually mean something? Or do you mean it's like the original frame arms, the original frame arms mechs on which the girls are based? See, I don't know that much about the deep and engrossing lore behind frame arm girls, so I wasn't aware if it was based on something that, you know, the girls are wearing armor from something else, essentially. Let's see here. Behind here, behind here, behind here, front here, front here, front here. There's a lore reason for the mech markings, but the franchise bombs, so we'll never know. Oh, well. That's what happens when you CGI the entire fucking series. Keep offset. Wonderful. You mean frame arms, not frame arm girl. Oh, okay. Oh shit, speaking of which, no way. Un momento por favor, but I think... if you're watching... Oh my god, that's loud. Let me make sure the thumbnail's working here. Yeah, I'm sure you heard a lot of that when you were editing. Alright, the thumbnail's up, so it worked. It's now public. Cool. Here you go. Get owned. Watch that at some point. That's the first episode of the Mute List. It is now released. Let me go ahead and post on here then. I'm yelling at Compact, give me a second. Anyways, this is, I can't really think of anything else I'm going to do for this at the moment. I'm kind of, I have a couple of things that I want to look up and figure out how to do it properly here before I start bringing it into Unity and stuff like that, but I will play with this a little bit more. However, now that my upload and processing has finished for the Mute List, I have some promotion and PR work to do. So I will go ahead and cut this stream short, or cut it off. I guess I don't really have a duration I want to do. You should put the stream on your channel, so inevitably try to do a body swap and fuck up, I can have a reference. Awesome. I will do that. As soon as the VOD is done processing, I will repost it here, or on my channel. So I'll have a separate playlist just for things that are like this. There's also the VOD from last week. I'll try and download and put up. They're quite large. They're like 6 gigs, but you know, no big deal. Anyways, that is basically it. If you guys have anything or any questions or models you want me to work on for next week, please let me know ahead of time and I will gladly work on them on stream. If you have problems that you're running into, you want me to try and fix live and see how much I fuck up and we can try and collaborate on it a little bit, we can do that too. But yeah, that's basically it. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week, or probably just in VR chat in like, you know, an hour or something. Either way, talk to you guys later.